Hey there, welcome to Hobie on YouTube. This is the Victorinox Evoke. This is a relatively new line of knives for Victorinox. It's been out now, I guess about 2 years, this being 2025. But it's really just simply a rebranding of the Hunter Pro A-Locks, which has been out for about 5 years, with the addition of a thumb stud. So originally you could get the Hunter Pro A-Locks red like this with a two-handed opening blade, which is shaped like this, or the Hunter Pro M A-Locks, which was silver and had the blade with the big hump and the Spyderco hole for the two-handed operation. So what sets the Evokes apart is the thumb stud, and I'll talk about that in a minute. If you want to learn more about the specs of this knife, the construction of it, and my overall impressions of it, please watch my video on the Hunter Pro M A-Locks I did several years ago. But this video is really going to be focused on the thumb stud, which sets the Evokes apart. In addition to the thumb stud, you can also get the Evokes in more colors and a couple different blade treatments. So you can get red like this. You can also get a red to blue transition, which is really cool looking. You can get the plain silver A-Locks. They also have a line called Evoke BS, which gives you a black blade and either black or tan A-Lock scales. There's a BSH model, which is the black blade and camo scales. And finally, there's the Evoke Wood, which has the walnut scales. That'll cost you about $20 more. All the Evokes come in at about $120, the Evoke Wood at $140. But this was Victorinox's first attempt at a thumb stud, and I was excited about it because I like this blade shape a lot better than the one with the hump and the Spyderco hole. I think it just looks better, both open and closed. And you know, the Hunter Pro A-Locks was the first time, to my knowledge, that Victorinox came out with a pocket clip too. And they really knocked it out of the park, I think, with the pocket clip. It's removable without any screws. You just pop it out. It's big enough to secure this big heavy knife in your pocket, but it's ergonomically shaped so it doesn't really bother your hand much. You can see all the curves they've put in it. And honestly, it doesn't really bother the palm of your hand that much when you're using the knife. So I had high hopes for the thumb stud, but I'm here to tell you, in my mind, it's really a fail. And it's unfortunate because it would be so easy for Victorinox to fix. It's just a little part that needs to have some changes made to it. But here we are now 2 or 3 years into this line, and they've not done that. The problem with it is it's just too small, and it's too smooth. Matter of fact, if I get it up here close, you can see it's even tapered. So I think what they were going for there is, something very minimal. You can take it off, it is removable, and they didn't want it snaggy so it would be easy in and out of your pocket. But they just erred on that side to the point where it's really not functional. Now I'm putting a lot of pressure down on my thumb to the point where it kind of hurts, and it's just sliding across that thumb stud. There, I can get it, but I'm telling you, it's not quick, it's not easy, and it's not comfortable. Most of the time what I do is I put my thumbnail underneath it, just get it kick started like that. Then I bring it around the rest of the way. Again, awkward and slow. Or I'll pinch it on both sides with my thumb and my index finger, get it started, and then complete it. Now, of course, this is never going to fly open. It's a lockback knife, so you've got the pressure on the blade all the way around. And this knife really does have a lot of retention on the blade in the closed position there, so it's not easy to get started. But this is just really not working for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace that with an aftermarket one that just fits on the spine of the blade. I bought a pair of these on Amazon, I think for $8. I wanted to put one on my Buck 112 Ranger, and it just works great. First time, every time on this knife, and that's because it's a little taller, it's a lot sharper, and it's got some knurling around the outside edge. See that? So I hope that will help this Evoke. And I'm going to go get a wrench. This side is kind of the nut side, and but you can see how smooth and rounded off it is. And I've tried it with the other hand; it doesn't make any difference. So we're just going to take that out and put this other on, and see how that works. Let me go get a little wrench. Okay, so here's a little modeler's wrench that fits this, and I probably should be doing this closed, right? So the sharp blade is not out. Oh, that was easy. Did I get it? Yep. Okay. I don't think they're using any thread lock or anything here. Okay. So this is the bolt side. And here's the nut side. You can see how tapered that is. And it's got a squared off post too, because what we're looking at here is a kind of a squarish hole. So let me do this. Let me go get my digital calipers and take measurements on that. For any of you might want to try to put a thumb stud through that hole. Okay, so that's 3 millimeters top to bottom. And it's a little wider than that, but that's the narrowest part that you'd have to be concerned with, 3 millimeters. And I went ahead and I measured the bolt or the post on this thumb stud too, and it came in at 2.9. So that's what you're working with there if you want to try to put something right through the hole. Me, I'm just going to put this aftermarket one on the spine. And I think I'll try to put it right over the hole. It won't hide the hole completely, but that might look a little better. So it's got a little Allen screw in it there, a little tap screw. Let's get that snugged up. I'm doing pretty good through the camera. Okay, let's try that. Well, I can tell you it starts a lot easier, but I didn't get it all the way open. There we go. Yeah, so being taller and having that square edge and that knurling makes all the difference. But I tell you, to me it feels like it's too far forward. So I'm going to back it up a little bit here toward the pivot. Let's put it right behind the hole, right there. Tighten it down and try that. Oh yeah. So I think Victorinox has a couple things wrong there. The stud is too small and too slick, too rounded, and it's too far forward. That's a lot better. That's going to work for me. So I guess my tip would be this. If you like this blade shape over the Spyderco hole blade shape, and you want the color red, or you don't mind red, get the 100 Pro A-Locks and just get your own aftermarket thumb stud and put it on there, and then you won't be looking at a hole in your blade. Okay. So I hope that was helpful to you. That's the Victorinox Evoke, which is a fine line of knives, has a lot of interesting colors and different options, but the thumb stud is a fail, and I'm sorry to say that, but it really just doesn't work very well, and I hope that Victorinox will tweak that a little bit in the future. Thanks for watching.